Hey, this is James Powell, your host for today's podcast. We thank you for joining us, and we hope that you will share this, like this, and follow us on our social media channels. Also, go to our YouTube channel, jjmediaonline.net/YouTube. And our purpose and our focus is bringing you real news, real tech, and we always talk about a real God. Whether we bring scripture, pray, or we bring some type of ministry or church related things. We appreciate you joining us on our podcast, and we look forward to bringing you the breaking and new news for today's show. Make sure you stay tuned.
Two. 1. It's time for another podcast with real-time news. With host Real-Time News, James Powell.
We thank you for joining us. And we are here on our new podcast. Of course, you have seen or heard different intros. They're not as smooth as what we had planned on, but we welcome you to another podcast. We are getting back in to our podcast this season, and we've had the last few weeks we've had a few things going on. Of course, with being here in Florida, we had the possible hurricane that did not happen, thank goodness. And we do want to thank you all who are following us on our Facebook, on our Twitter, and not only Twitter. I've got to get the real-time news Twitter up and going, but we've been trying to focus on Clouthub and Parler. One of the things I do want to just toss out there, I am looking for someone to help manage my Facebook, the real-time news, and we are all also looking at, I would like to try to approach doing a co-host on the podcast, and we would actually pre-record it and do it for each podcast, or maybe once every 2 weeks do a co-host podcast. And I do want to make sure that you do follow us. If you would like to support us, there is a new way. I'm going to be showing you our website. It's not totally done, but we have it pretty well, and you can go there and support us. We're going to be having links to all of our sponsors, but you can actually support us by going to our paypal.me/JJMediaLLC. And of course, that's my PayPal that my original business that I had set up. We now have closed it down. I do still do online promotion, but we're working at helping ministries and businesses. But we shut down the LLC part. But you can listen to us. Of course, you can see it on the screen, the anchor.fm/TCoast Real-Time News. That is our Anchor podcast platform. Or you can go on our YouTube channel, jjmediaonline.net/YouTube. So what I want to do, I'm starting off with two things different. We're not going to get into the news yet. We are going to get in to show you our new website that we're basically still, it's in development, but we have the first page up where it's usable. And we are going to show you our Your Church Promotions promo. Of course, many of you have been probably, if you've stayed tuned to the news, you realize about the explosion over in Beirut and the Lebanon. We aren't even approaching that. I know we do breaking news, but I hadn't had time to research all of that. I may have to just do a podcast just on that and do a follow-up with that. And there again, we are not doing actually scheduled podcast. I originally started to try to do that, but we're just doing it whenever we can. Is actually what is happening. So I do thank you for joining us, and we hope that you will share this. Please share this with all of your followers. And if you are on Facebook, please comment, please leave us messages. And we do appreciate those we are starting to get a little traction on our Facebook page. We aren't sure how long we're going to be able to keep it because of Facebook is really shutting down the conservative movement. But we are RTN, Real-Time News of the Treasure Coast. And I am your host, James Powell. So let's go we're going to show you our website, and then we're going to go into our sponsor, another offer that we have. So here is our website. It is a full-fledged website, but we're using our original domain name, jjmediaonline.net/realnews. jjmediaonline.net/realnews. You can go to this. This is our RTN, the podcast news. Of course, we have the logo, breaking news, what I use for the podcast. You can actually click and okay, that was the start of the preview of our video intro. We do have what we do, and of course we do podcasts about current news. We share podcasts on all of our different platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Anchor.fm platforms. We bring being real about the news. You can also click on the button to go to, or you can go up to the top and our other page of our video podcast. It's all the YouTube. It's a YouTube playlist, and you can go to. It always puts our most current upload for the playlist. We do offer different opportunities. Ministries. We will interview you and give you the opportunity to talk about your needs and focus. If you are an in-home business or a small business, do you have a business in-home? We would love to talk to you about partnering with us. And what I mean partnering with us is we would share your info, give you a link on our website. And nonprofits, we would love to allow you a platform to really talk about your nonprofit and share it with our platform. So what we would do, we'd probably end up doing an interview with you. Here are opportunities to get your information out. Of course, here we give honest news. This is me, the host. Our platforms on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Clouthub, and Parler. And our interviews, again, we give you the opportunity to connect with us. You can go to the bottom, join in with our podcast, and you can donate. When you click donate, it reroutes to our PayPal link, and you can donate however you desire. All right. And before I get into the news, again, this is what we are offering. Our yourchurchpromotions.com/5for50. yourchurchpromotions.com/5for50. And I do want to apologize. I had an issue. I got it shut down. For some reason, the domain name didn't re-up. And so I don't know really what happened, and it was not showing. So I apologize if you went to this and tried to order or tried to sign up for a texting notification. You can sign up for our texting, drop your name and cell number, and include your area code. One of the things that I do want to remind you of, when you just sign up for a texting service, you will be redirected for some Instagram training, free video editing, and some different training that we have. Okay, if you're a business and you do want our 5 for 50, what the 5 for 50 is, if you've listened to us, you're probably getting tired of it, but 5 video intros, these on this page for $50. You will go down, drop your name, email, your slogan, or website, accept the addition to the email list. You upload your high-quality PNG file. When you purchase, it'll be redirected to the PayPal, and you will get these bonuses on the bottom of the page for your purchase. All right, let's jump into today's news. All right, Joe Biden. Why the H, and I'm not going to use the word, would I take a test? If you've seen the interview that he had, he was asked about taking a test about his cognitive skills. And if you understand, he is really acting pretty strange. And of course, we try to give both sides of the news, but we know this is lying. Joe Biden enjoys, quote, kind of a comfortable lead over President Trump in most polls. And with me doing my podcast, I give the news, but I'm also giving my opinion. That's a bunch of baloney, him leading in the polls. All right, but the former senator and vice president is, get this, famous for gaffes. You know, if Trump did half of what Joe Biden did, the media would just be on him. Joe Biden has been given a free pass. All right. And these gaffes that worry his supporters virtually every time he opens up his mouth, especially without a script. Right there. Come on. Don't you see that Joe Biden his cognitive skills is deteriorating greatly. He has serious issues. He has issues with being able to think straight. He can't put hardly 3 words together correctly. So there is an issue. Democrats are scared. They really want to... They really don't know what to do, but actually what is happening, this is playing into the conservative side. Trump is keying in on this, asking for more debates, or he's getting turned down, and the great thing about this is Democrats are joining the walkaway movement because the Democrat Party is communist. That's it. They're communist. All right. So he really... in this interview, in fact, let's see, one of the tweets, Errol Barnett says Joe Biden scoffs at the idea of, at Joe Biden, scoffs at the idea of taking a cognitive test. Suggests at real Donald Trump can't figure out the difference between an elephant and a lion. Joe Biden. Oh my. All right, our next one from The Blaze. Kindergarten cop scrapped from theater lineup following a claim that it romanticizes over-policing. An Oregon film organization has removed 90s action comedy Kindergarten Cop from its schedule following complaints over the movie's content, including that it romanticizes over-policing. Really? Isn't that crazy? You see, they're talking. The movie was filmed in Oregon and stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, who plays a police officer who goes undercover as a substitute kindergarten teacher in order to nab a drug dealer. In the film, Schwarzenegger's character, John Kimball, wins over his class and skeptical administrators after a rocky start, using his police experience and positive reinforcement. You know, and here it is. But local author Lois Levine said the movie sends a bad message and rallied others online to successfully have it scrapped. Really, you can't even enjoy life now. You can't even give any positive spin to policing? Really? That is so insane and crazy. All right, our next article from Newsmax. Trump tests China's red line on Taiwan using Beijing's playbook. It didn't take long for Donald Trump to throw out the long-established diplomatic rulebook on Taiwan. A month before taking office in January 2017, get this, folks, this has been happening. This is already was in the works. Trump knew what he was doing. He accepted a telephone call from President of Japan or Taiwan. That 10-minute conversation amounted to the first time a president-elect had spoken to a Taiwanese head of state since U.S. cut ties with Taipei in favor of Beijing in 1979. You get this? Do you understand how powerful this is? President Trump has been and was reaching out to leaders that no president has reached out to. He is making America a strong power in the world. All right, Trump threw fuel on the fire a few days later by questioning whether the U.S. needed to abide by the one China policy. You know, it's really crazy to think how insane the liberal media thinks Trump is bad. All right, our next article. In fact, hold on. Let me. We're going to go to our break. We need to take a break. We're going to go to the break, and we'll come back with 4 more articles, and then we'll jump in to our tech segment. We will be right back. We thank you for joining us, and we look forward to bringing you the following podcast. Finding the right lawn service can always be challenging. You find those services that just try to make it through the day and really don't do what you want them to do. Well, I have great news for you. R.W. Peters Lawn Services in South Stuart, Florida and Hobe Sound can help you out. If you live around the Hobe Sound, South Stuart, Florida area, you can get your lawn service completed by R.W. Peters Lawn Services. You can go to their website, peterslawnservicesfl.com. You can even call them 740-710-2031. That's 740-710-2031. Email Brian at peterslawnservicesfl.com. Call them today. Trying to advertise in today's world is a very competitive thing. There are many advertising agencies that are saying that if you go with them, you will actually get your word out. Well, I would like to introduce to you a totally new and innovative way to advertise your message. It's called Flamin Hot Ads. That is Flamin Hot Ads, ADS. Flamin Hot Ads puts your business card size ad on a styrofoam carryout tray. In today's world, carryouts are a major part of any restaurant business. You can call them 833-ADS-TO-GO. That's ADS-TOGO. 833-ADS-TO-GO. Call them to put your advertisement on a styrofoam carryout tray. Art is a thing of the past. I would like to introduce to you a artist that still does hand-drawn art. Don Meredith. Go to donmeredithart.com. That's DonMeredithart.com. Don Meredith does hand-drawn art. He will do whatever you need him to do. You can go to the website and you can see his art that he does. you can give him a call, 772-708-4060. Email finefunart@gmail.com. That's FINEFUNART@gmail.com. Or his website, Don, D-O-N, Meredith, MEREDITH, art.com. He looks forward to talking with you. Are you looking for real news with a real conservative perspective? I invite you to facebook.com/realtimenewstc. That's Realtime News TC of the Treasure Coast. My name is James Powell. I'm the host. I truly would like to invite you to join us. We'll see you on the next show. And we are back, and we do appreciate you. We do appreciate you joining us, and we trust that you will share this, like it, and really stay connected with us. And I want to remind you, go to Clouthub and go to Parler. Look up James Powell. James Powell, follow. I'll connect with you, and we would love to hear from you. And if you would like to be interviewed, we'd love to hear from you. We would love to interview you if you are in a ministry and or own a small business. We'd love to interview you. How has this supposed scamdemic, I'll say, how has it affected you? All right, we're going to get back to the news. Thank you again for joining us. All right, we are back. Trump campaign sues Nevada over mail-in voting law. President Trump has doubled down on his criticism of mail-in ballots. His re-election campaign and the Republican National Committee have sued Nevada to block its new law, which would require election officials to send mail-in ballots to all of the state's registered voters. This is the kind of a last-ditch effort that the Democrats have in trying to take and steal this election. Let me tell you, the Democrats, number one, they're showing they're communist. They don't care about you, the voter. They think that you don't know what you need. President Trump is standing up for us, making sure every voice counts. Do you remember a few years ago when the Democrats said every vote counts and every voice counts? Well, why not now? They want to steal votes. That is what is happening. All right, we need to hurry up. Sorry, I got behind on this on my news. President Trump is leading a once-in-a-generation effort to ensure Americans have access to a COVID-19 vaccine. Now, one of the things that I do want to make clear, President Trump is not mandating a vaccine. He is just wanting to make sure that you have access if you desire. This is from the whitehouse.gov. Vaccines are coming along really well. Likewise, therapeutics, moving faster than anticipated. The president is using all available means to ensure safe vaccines, therapeutics, and diagnostics are developed, manufactured, and distributed in unprecedented time and scale in response to COVID-19. Part of the thing that the liberals, the deep state, the rhinos, and the media have tried to do, they've tried to take Trump down at every turn. Of course, they brought on this COVID-19. Well, he has used it and flipped the narrative on them. He has used it to show his leadership power. All right, let me hurry up because we got to get to the tech segment. In fact, let me just skip these next news. Let me talk to you about crypto. If you would like to join and purchase crypto is the new, going to be the new part of the new currency. Go to jjmediaonline.net, jjmediaonline.net/crypto, CRYPTO, and you can actually go and join Coinbase. You can sign up for Coinbase to purchase your crypto. And maybe if you see this on Facebook or our YouTube, comment if you'd like me to jump in to show you what ones I purchased. But crypto, jjmediaonline.net/crypto. All right, we are over at Clouthub. And again, you can follow me on Clouthub by looking up James Powell. Look up James Powell and I will connect with you. All right. Let's see. Let's go to Reopen America and see what they have. New post. At Speak Up Sal, most of America know it's so. Why are we going along with it? No mask rebellion. Rep. Ken Buck says COVID death toll is inflated. And of course, here in Florida, there was a person that died in a motorcycle accident, and they test positive for COVID. So they supposedly, and so they said they died of COVID. Okay, Susan Knowles. In fact, you need to follow her. Susan Knowles is she's out in California. I follow her on Facebook and of course Clouthub. And she has at 11 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, she has a live Facebook, and she's on Facebook, Clouthub, and several different platforms. You can look her up. She has a website, and it's clouthub.com/Susan Knowles. All right. And at Kendra, General Flynn is a great man. Exclusive from General Flynn, prayer alone won't do it. Decide how you act within your ability. Stand up and state your beliefs. Be proud of who you are and what you stand for. That's from General Flynn. All right, let's jump over to Parler. Parler, let's see what we got here. Candace Owens. Candace Owens, Savage Mode compilation. Let me go ahead. We're going to go ahead and play this from Candace Owens. And we will see what we got here.
We're oppressed. 400 years of slavery, Jim Crow, which, by the way, none of you guys lived through. Your grandparents did, and it's embarrassing that you utilize their history, and you come in here with more emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. More emotion than they ever had when they were living through it. It's embarrassing. You're not living through anything right now. You're overly privileged Americans.
Let me ask you something. Do you hate Americans with black skin color?
Absolutely not. I actually love Americans with black skin color so much that I'm willing to fall on the sword 1,000 times for them to wake up and realize that we are being lied to, abused, and used by the Democrat Party. Seriously, woman to woman, Hillary Clinton, you have got to move on. This is not even about politics anymore. It's not healthy to hold on to something like this whatsoever. She says that she's a strong woman. What sort of a strong woman is not over this a year and a half later and is still crying about the election, blaming people and pointing the finger?
We have to stop believing in this illusion that because somebody is black, they represent my interests. We learned that lesson via Barack Obama. I mean, he was in the White House for 8 years and didn't do much for the black community. So I'm not.
Okay, that's just a compilation of Candace Owens. Pretty cool. I follow her, Team Candace Owens. She is one of the very great people that standing up for conservative values, standing up for the right, and she is, with her being a person of color, she's making them look bad. The liberals, the Democrats do not like that because they've tried to hold down the people of other nationalities, and she is tremendous. All right, we're going to end this podcast with verse of the day. I do thank you for following. Let's go with the verse of the day, Hebrews 8:6. But the ministry Jesus has received is as superior to theirs, those who served as priests in the Old Testament times, as the covenant of which he is mediator is superior to the old one, and it is founded on better promises. The thoughts of today's verse. The Old Testament is a beautiful covenant of love as God redeems fallen mankind and sets in motion his plan of grace to bring us to Jesus. But as powerful as that old covenant was, we have come to a superior covenant, because the mediator of this new covenant is Jesus, who is the perfect sacrifice and guarantor of God's great promise. Let's read the prayer for today. Thank you, Almighty God, for sending Jesus to fulfill the promises and carry out the plan you set in place so long ago and revealed by your prophets of old. I thank you and I praise you in the name of Jesus Christ, my Lord. Amen. I want to say thank you again for listening to our podcast. Please share, please connect with us. Look us up on Clouthub and Parler, James Powell. Or you can go to our YouTube channel, jjmediaonline.net/YouTube. We appreciate you following us. We appreciate you being part of our podcast. We will see you on the next show, and we trust that God will richly bless you during this time of craziness in our nation. We'll catch you on our next show. Thank you much.